Hello YouTube, my name is Brian Barfield with Silverfield Alpacas, and this is my YouTube channel, Royal Alpaca Productions. Thank you for joining. I've been meaning to do this video for quite some time, and I just haven't had a chance to put it together. But I've got a two-part series on shearing and skirting show fleeces. So this is the first part where I talk about how to shear a show fleece and actually have video of a show fleece being shorn. I've been lucky enough to have a good mentor in this area. I was able to win the AOA Nationals Judges Choice in 2017 and 2018, which helped me receive these two cups, the 2017 AOA Vintage Cup and Suri Fleeces, and again the 2018 Classic Breeders' Cup. So I do have a little bit of experience in showing fleeces. I do shear my fleeces off my animals in the exact same way you're going to be seeing it today. What I would like to point out is that this show shear is going to take a lot more time than probably you're used to seeing. And there's not a lot of shearers that will actually take the time to do it. If you find one that is and that does a good job at it, you can expect to pay more because it's going to take more time. Also, I would recommend having someone there to handle your fleece as it comes off the animal. And as you'll see in this video, goes directly into a noodle to be skirted later. So I hope you enjoy this video. Again, this is a show shear of a Suri alpaca. I hope you, without further ado, let's take a look.
travel, not being home, the whole deal.
Yeah, that's hard.
All right, now we want to show how we push it together and roll the noodle.
I knew who needed to be over there.
All this stuff out of my lap like that.
Whoa, this is a tight one.
Good problem to have.
The coloration is this white, brown, white.
It's dirt.
Still looks pretty.
She's beige. It's dirt.
Yeah, cool. For first year,
All right. Well, could tell a few things different maybe from what you tell from your shearing. The main one being that took a bit longer probably than what you're expecting to see. Most shearers can come in and pretty much shear the whole animal in the amount of time that it took to do that show blanket. But also what I hope you notice is that were very few, if any, second cuts that ended up in that fleece. I believe I only saw one or two maybe. The rest of them were caught by the shearer and pulled out. So that's important when you're a show fleece, especially at a national level. If a judge sees a short, they're going to pull that out and they're going to put it in the lineup, and it's going to be a different length than the rest of your locks, and they're going to take points off, at least 1 point if they find a short. So you definitely want to make sure when you're skirting your fleeces you're pulling out those second cuts and those shorts, because uniformity of length is something they do judge on. Other than that, you also notice that whenever he was using his shear on the comb, he pretty much had the blow line about halfway through the comb. He never really went further than halfway, and that was so he could get as close to the skin as possible. Again, to maximize the length on that lock and to make sure that he got it all and that all the locks were the same length. So at the end, you notice that the fleece was rolled up in a noodle, in a plastic noodle. So some breeders like to use paper. I have heard people using the U-line brown pre-cut butcher paper a lot of times to absorb the sweat. This particular owner, at the end of her shearing day, would take all her blankets and open them up on skirting tables and place a sheet over them to keep the dust in, let them air out for a couple of days. Most of the time at shearing, the animals can be very sweaty or can be sweaty, and you want to make sure that those fleeces are aired out prior to wrapping them up in plastic noodles to send them off for judging. I did want to point that out. So before you go ahead and put that in the comments, yes, paper is definitely I hear it's better than plastic, especially when it comes right off the animal. But for showing purposes, you cannot noodle a fleece in paper to show it for it, at least in the AOA competitions. So it does have to be a plastic bag noodle. And there are specific plastic bags that are listed to be used. There's only two plastic bags that can be used to submit your fleece in a noodle if you so choose to do that. I do have a second part to this series where we'll skirt the show fleece. Not that show fleece, but there'll be another separate show fleece skirted. Thank you everyone for watching my first Royal Alpaca production. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, comment below. See you next time. Thanks.